When I returned from the war overseas, I had lost everything. My name is Sergeant James Heller, and I will destroy Alex Mercer.
I think at its core, you have to bring something new, or something that gamers have never seen before. We're a studio that really pays attention to the feedback we've got from fans, from critical review. That really matters to us, and there's many areas that we've been going through with a fine-tooth comb in releasing, after releasing the first game, to analyze how can we remove the barriers to fun here. We want to have more action moments and more disguised moments that get action in the kind of mid-range of action. Like in Prototype 1, it was either at 1 or 11 oftentimes. And that can get a little repetitive, so where's that middle ground? And so we're building a lot of powers and abilities into James Heller, the new character, where you can actually use more tactics, that there's more of a considered approach to how you solve problems in missions rather than forcing the player to go down a melee-only route. For example, you can, if you wanted to try to get to a certain location that was heavily guarded, but you needed to have it cause a distraction, well, in the first game you had no choice but to literally jump in there yourself and wade in. And it pretty much goes to ultimate chaos straight away. So one of the powers we have is Biobomb, which lets you pick up, say, a nearby enemy, like a Blackwatch soldier, sort of stab them in the back of the neck, and as they begin to, the innards begin to change, and you can basically pick them up and throw them like a living human bomb. So when it goes off, I mean, these tendrils fly out of the character and then hook onto local hook points, including other soldiers, and bring them in like a black hole. And the whole thing just explodes. I mean, that's mission 1. There's vehicles with some really cool weapons. You can now weaponize military vehicles, which means that if you can see an attached weapon to a military vehicle, like a Gatling chain gun on a tank, well, you can basically weaponize it. You can jump onto it and rip it off, take out the tank with its own weapon, and then you can literally walk down the street with this thing. So there's that example. We're looking to really ramp up some of the explosive weaponry and missile types we've got as well. And just seeing the physics and what happens when you unload this stuff in our early pre-alpha build tells us that we're on the right track to totally top the previous game. The virus and what it does to people is really interesting. The impacts of the virus can go two ways. You can, if you get hit with it, you can evolve into like a refined human form, for example, James Heller or Alex Mercer, or you can devolve, which ends up in these horrendous aberrations, these giant beasts or these super fast beasts. So what's interesting for the story, we feel, is that what happens when two prototypes go at each other. Like, that's not supposed to happen. Our new character, James Heller, is his own man. He basically embraces his powers, where Alex Mercer was kind of annoyed at having them, which seemed a little strange. And for us, this new character is a fresh start, whilst Alex Mercer we've pushed all the way to the evil side of the spectrum. So that showdown should be pretty epic.
Mercer!
It would have been quick, but now I'm gonna make you suffer.
We're really excited to have gamers see what happens with that ultimate showdown in 2012 when these two guys go at each other.